What is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women.
All right. Welcome in, everybody. Got JJ Nevada in the chat already. Good to see ya. What's going on here? We should play a game. Are you ready for some True-Gina trivia? That sounds like a good game. Let's write that down. True-Gina trivia. True-Gina trivia. That sounds like a great new game for the show. All right. Okay, we're going to have to look into that. 100%. Oh, and you put a True-Gina in the chat, so you get an applause. All right. This is the Sunday night live stream, Radio Baloney Live. I am your host, Richie Baloney. What are we going to talk about? I don't know. I hope everybody had a good weekend, by the way. I had a pretty good weekend. Pretty chill. Gonna be honest, pretty chill. Got RMG Abrams in the chat. Good to see ya. Sorry, RMJ, I think. RMJ. All right. Yes, I hope everybody had a good weekend. I did. I had a pretty chill weekend. It was good. But there's lots to talk about. What are we going to talk about? Okay, let's go through it. Let's go through the menu. What we're going to talk about. First off, we've got Justin Trudeau confronted. Justin True-Gina. Confronted by Ontario steelworker. I don't believe you for a second. That's because he's smart. That's because he's smart. I don't believe you for a second. We got donuts over here. We're going to take a look at this video. Canadians have had it with Trudeau. We'll take a quick look at the polls. Not looking good for the True-Gina. There are not enough true-tards out there. And there's not enough people that are true-tarded enough to vote for him, it turns out. That's all very sad. We'll talk about these Venezuelan gangs. Again, in Colorado, the Venezuelan gangs that are taking over apartment buildings there, extorting money out of the tenants. Apparently, they're just extorting homeless people now as well. Venezuelan gang reportedly extorts homeless people in Denver for protection money. Says Venezuelan gangs took over our encampment and now we have to pay them rent to stay here. Who would have guessed that letting in a bunch of Venezuelan gangs would have resulted in crime and people being terrorized? Who would have guessed that? Who would have guessed that? I thought they were just coming here for a better life. I guess this is their version of a better life, though. I guess that's it. Nobody asked them, well, first off, nobody asked them who they were, right? Because they threw their ID away, and that's fine, apparently. If I go to the States, I have to show ID. They need to know who I am, when I'm going in, when I'm leaving again. I guess that's just because I never joined a Venezuelan gang. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? Makes life so much easier. Anyway, we're going to talk about that. It's just, again, this is like the alternate universe stuff for me. I got to say, it's like the alternate universe stuff. You look at it and you go, what? Am I conscious right now? Like, what is happening here? Did I go to an alternate universe? JJ Nevada says the Hells Angels are coming to Aurora, Colorado to take care of the problem since the government is doing nothing. I've seen a bunch of stuff about that. I've also seen a bunch of stuff that says those are old videos and that nobody's coming to help. I mean, eventually you'd think the local government would have to do something, not the state government. Who knows? Anyway, we'll take a look at more of a look at this. Let's see. Now, it turns out that Tim Walz's brother blasts him on social media, not the type of character you want making decisions about your future. Really? Huh. Well, I've kind of got a hard and fast rule on this. I don't trust any communist at all, ever, over anything. I'm just a zero trust. I've got a zero trust policy with commies. But this is interesting. We'll take a look at that. We'll look at the reasons why. Some of the reasons why he should not be trusted that we already know about. There's lots of them. Lots of reasons. Anyway, let's continue. So we're going to take a look at what's happening with Brazil and X. And essentially what's happening is that they forced X to be shut down. This Supreme Court Justice, Alexander de Moraes, who is an evil-looking fucker, by the way, basically forced a shutdown of X. It's just gone completely far-left authoritarianism there. Completely far-left authoritarianism there. Rule of law out the window. This is what happens when you get far leftists. This is what happens. This is what happens. Just forget about your rights. They're gone now. The only way the left can continue to rule is by, the only way that socialists can continue to rule is by making it so that nobody else can, making it impossible for anybody else to. That's the only way, because obviously people get sick of it. They get sick of being poor. I mean, that's a kind of a thing that people don't like. They get sick of having their lives ruined and their futures destroyed. So you kind of need to use force. You need to, use the law against people. You need to basically just take over. You need a one-party state. We were warned about all this in 1984. George Orwell warned us about all of this stuff. I don't know why we didn't listen. So anyway, Elon Musk X has released the ways in which the Supreme Court Justice of Brazil is breaking his own laws. He's breaking the laws of Brazil himself as the top judge in the country, and how what he's doing is unconstitutional. So we'll go through that. That might take a little while. We've got some random stuff here. We got Brett Weinstein. He's got some interesting to say. Here's Jimmy Dore with Brett Weinstein talking about RFK. Brett's an RFK fan. Well, he's usually got some good things to say. We got an interview here with RFK. What's he talking about? He's talking about the censorship in Brazil. He's not a fan of that. Got some stuff. We got Trump doing basically his impersonation of Elon Musk. That'll be enjoyable for us all. What do we got here? We've got some stuff on Kamala if we need to go to it. And then we just have all of the stuff that I've curated. I mean, we've got a dog at a water park there. That's lovely. We'll need to go there. That'll be our puppy palate cleanser for the evening, I think. We've got dingbats like AOC and Pete Booty Juice. I hear people call him Pete Booty Juice. I don't call him that. I've heard other people call him that, though. They say Pete Booty Juice. I don't know what's going on there. We've got some more ridiculous news from Canada. Let's see. We've got Elle Magazine Canada. It's they've named their 8 great Canadian women, 2 of which just happen to be men. Another win for the patriarchy, boys. Men are way better at being women. according to, I guess, a lot of women for some reason. Really crazy. Looks like Tim Pool is going to be suing the Kamala Harris campaign because they lied about him. All they do is lie. And what's going on there? Oh, good Lord. Apparently, this food vendor only has 1 star out of 10, but it's a very popular with a continuous 3-hour queue for people to purchase from it. I don't know why. Haven't got a clue. I just hope she never takes those away from me. Anyway, what are you guys talking about? Let's see. Posty Poet says nobody cares. I think you might be talking about the Venezuelan gang thing there, as in like nobody in power cares. It doesn't appear they do. It appears that there might be some politics involved here. So close to an election that it's the sort of thing, with the border and millions of people pouring across. What is it now? Like 15 million people or something? It's a bit of a fuss. There's a bit of a to-do around letting in like 10, 15 million people, at the very least 10 million people who have no fucking idea who they are. And it turns out that some of them are Venezuelan gang members that are going to take over your town. There's a bit of a to-do around that. And an election year, with elections so close, it's not the sort of thing they really want to talk about. Why would they want to talk about the consequences of their policies? That's crazy. They're only going to be bad. Don't talk about that. Don't talk about the consequences of crazy far-left policies. You don't want people to know what they are. JJ Nevada says, dude looks like a villain from a movie. Yeah, you're talking about Moraes or Moraes. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. The Brazilian judge. Let's fact check that. Fact check. All right, let's pull him up. Moraes, Brazil. Let's see. Let's look for images. Let's see. There's one particular picture in which she looks super evil. Super, super evil. Let's see if we can find it. Hold on. There. Look at this. Look at this. See if we can get a bigger image of this. Here we go. So right there. Who said that? It was JJ Nevada said, dude looks like a villain from a movie. Villain from a movie. Fact check true. Fact check 100% true. Just straight up evil. And apparently he really is just straight up evil. We need to do a deep dive on this guy. Maybe we have time tonight. We'll do some research on the fly on him. Let's see. JJ Nevada also says Pete butt plug. Pete butt plug. Well, I don't approve of that at all. Are you talking about Pete Buttigieg there? Because I've heard people call him Pete Booty Juice as well. And Pete butt plug. I don't know. Dear. You know what? I'm going to give you some applause, though. While we're all here, anybody who's not subscribed to the channel should subscribe to the channel right now, because it's just the thing that everybody's doing. Also, drop a like. Anybody who hasn't dropped a like on the stream yet, it takes you a second. Just do it. Fuck. Jesus Christ, why do I have to keep saying this? Just like the video. Let's see. Yeah, there's 0 likes so far. 0. There's 10 people. I expect to see 10 likes. Please. Please, fuck it, just do it. All right, let's go. You guys, you're all good people. You're all good people. I know you'll do the right thing. POTUS George Kirby in the chat. Good to see ya. Let's see. But our filing cabinet's racist. Filing cabinet's racist. Hold on to that. We'll go into an is it racist. We'll do the
We'll do it live. Fuck it.
We'll do one of those. We'll do one of those as we go. We'll do it a little after a couple of these first stories we're going to do. George Kirby says these are the sorts of questions that matter. They do indeed. They do indeed. Rosie, how you doing? Good to see you in the chat as always. Kirby says, you hear about the illegals trying to hijack school buses in San Diego. Yes, I did hear about that. We haven't covered it yet. That was going on last week when I was off on my vacation. But maybe we can take a look into that tonight as well. It's crazy. I think the local press tried to downplay it. But it sounded to me like they're just trying to hijack the damn school buses. They've done that in Mexico, and all the kids got killed. So it's something you should really be concerned about. It's not something the press should be minimizing. Rosie asks, does the Trugina trivia have to be truthful? No. I mean, look, as long as it's in the spirit of Justin Trudeau being a blackface wearing, a vaginoplasty, communist, a liar, it's fine. Let's see. JJ Nevada just hit the like button. Thank you. Thank you. You get the double karma, the double good karma. Yep. You get the double good karma. I just checked that it was you. You're the first one. Rosie says, drop to like on YouTube and then on Rumble. Well, you get double karma too then. Kirby says, I got some filing cabinets I need to know if I have to throw out. Well, we'll find out if they're racist or not. Rosie says, refresh, Richie, all the likes will add up. Okay, I'll refresh. Let's see what's happening. Nope. Still looking at one. Still looking at one. All right. Kirby really wants to know if filing cabinets are racist. So, we might as well just get that out of the way before we get to our main stories. All right. Hold on.
We'll do it live. Fuck it.
Okay. So our filing cabinets, racist white supremacy. Let's find out. Let's see. Session, a learning opportunity on divesting in. So what's this? Let's take a look at this. Session, a learning opportunity on divesting in white supremacy. The Women's and Gender Studies Department would hold online sessions to explore the systemic nature of anti-Black racism, blah, blah, blah. Where is this? University of Windsor, Canada. Yeah, there's no anti-Black racism. There's no systemic anti-Black racism in Canada. It doesn't exist. We don't have the same history as the United States. Canadian academics and the Canadian media has this saying that I've coined. I coined it. I came up with this. And if you ever see anybody else using it, say, Richie Baloney from Radio Baloney coined this. It's called atrocity envy. And of course, what do leftists love the most? They love atrocities, right? They love to point to something and say, everybody's bad because of this thing that happened 200 years ago. So in Canada, unfortunately, it's not that exciting of a history, really. It's not full of atrocities. The vast majority, the atrocities happened before it was colonized, right? So there were constant atrocities happening, intertribal warfare and slavery and all of that before what is now Canada was colonized, right? So there's no Trail of Tears. There weren't millions of slaves in Canada. There was, I think, like 100 very briefly. There were many more, but they were just slaves that had been taken between the intertribal conflicts. So Canadian scholars, I use the word loosely, and media have what I call atrocity envy. They want that, right? They want to be able to point to things and talk about the anti-black racism in Canada, which doesn't exist. You know, they're desperate for it. It's their whole argument about everything. This thing happened 200 years ago, and you're bad because of it. And everything's bad now, and nothing has changed. In fact, it's worse now. Decentering whiteness is open to all students, regardless of racial or ethnic identity, and will help non-black students undertake the ongoing, lifelong process of unlearning, decentering, and disinvesting in white supremacy. No, fuck you. This is all bullshit. I'm not going to humiliate myself for you. Nobody should humiliate themselves for your made-up fucking religion. Your ridiculous far-left Marxist religion. No, absolutely not. Decentering whiteness. Why don't we decenter like modern medicine and like modern technology and cell phones and everything that you enjoy in the modern dentistry? Let's decenter all of that. Why don't we decolonize it? Why don't we just take it all back to fucking Europe? Right? That's not what you mean. Oh, you still want that stuff. Oh, you still want it, but you wanted to decolonize and you want to decenter whiteness because, you know, what do you mean? Oh, I see. You want to just take everything over. I see. Far leftists, Marxists want to just take everything over. They don't actually think any of it's bad. They just say that it's bad until they can take it over. But anyway, nothing about filing cabinets. I just see this shit and it drives me fucking crazy. It's just this constant fucking atrocity envy. They want something to point to, they don't have it. So, I mean, in Canada of all places, decent, like this is nonsense. All right. Bias and power analysis and anti-racism work. Huh. Are filing cabinets racist white supremacy? That's the question. Let's see. I don't know. It doesn't seem to be anything specifically about that. You got radical teachers claim that saying 2 + 2 = 4 is white supremacy. Oh. Well, let's take a look at this one. Wheel of power privilege. This is going to be interesting. What's the thing that you have to do to search? There we go. Okay. So I'll look up filing cabinet. Filing. Oh, here we go. There's lots of mention of filing cabinets in here. Okay, this is very interesting. Let's see. Our brains sometimes like to create. Okay, let's make this bigger. I guess a bit smaller. There we go. Okay, let's see. Something I've begun to think of my brain as a filing cabinet of information about different things. The goal in anti-oppression work, in other words, the goal in bullshit work, is not to get rid of the filing cabinets of information so we can all become colorblind and are no longer able to celebrate differences. The goal in anti-oppression work is, okay, so what's going on here? So what do we got on here? Okay. Power and I've actually done a video on this power and privilege wheel before. Let's see. Power is is this stuff here, and then marginalized is the stuff on the outside. Let's see. So if you own property, you have power privilege. If you don't, you are marginalized. Let's see. If you're white, you have power. If you're different shades, you're marginalized. And if you're dark, well, that's it. Really bad. Really bad for you. Or in these countries where it's actually illegal to discriminate against people, and hiring was supposed to be illegal. Doesn't really work out that way, though. Let's see. Power, heterosexuals, power, gay men, not, and then lesbians. So gay men apparently have more power than the lesbians, isn't that it? Or the bis, or the pans, or the asexuals. What is the thing with the asexuals? They just don't want any. Like, how is that a thing? Like, you wouldn't even, how would you even know? Like, you put that on your resume? Asexual. I'm an asexual. I don't want it. What? How is this? How does that make you marginalized, being asexual? I don't understand this. How would people know? I don't get, none of this makes any damn sense. Let's see. It seems like in this, she's saying the filing cabinets are good for when I think about white people, I know that my filing cabinets of information is varied. I don't know. Oh, hold on a second. Books, movies, news, educational classes provide me with a wide variety of representation so that my cabinet is not stereotypical. It looks like she needs a copy editor there. Can you say the same about various BIPOC groups? So there we have it, folks. Filing cabinets are racist. POTUS, I guess you better throw those filing cabinets away right away. You don't want somebody to call you racist, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure you can really get away from it these days. I mean, you saw the wheel of power and privilege, right? It's just being white. Just being white's a problem. Let's see. What are you guys saying? Before we get into this first story. Hold on. Okay. I'm caught up. You guys are too active in the chat here. Let's see. Nevada said yes on the filing cabinets. You were right. Turns out they are. Rosie says, I say yes, they are. You are all correct. Turns out they are. Not enough BIPOC people in the filing cabinets, apparently, and that's racism, according to the lunatic that we just read. Rosie asks, is disinvesting in white supremacy similar to unburdening from what has been? I believe that it is. You get some applause for that. They're both bullshit. Both bullshit. I don't know. Maybe we should take another. What else did we have in here? Let's see. We had, let's see, gender. Cisgender men are super powerful. Cisgender women, they're marginalized, especially trans, intersectional, binary. They didn't mention the asexuals there. Interesting. Let's see. How about mental health? Robust mental health is power. Mostly stable is less so. And then vulnerable is marginalized. So I don't know. Some people are just fucking nuts. I don't know. Bias and power analysis and anti-racism work. That's what this person does. This person does bias and power analysis and anti-racism work.
Oh, a bullshit artist.
That's right, B. Arthur. That's right. A bullshit artist. Bullshit artist. Let's see. JJ Nevada says, bunch of trutards. Bunch of trutards wrote that bullshit. I really appreciate the use of the trutard in the chat, by the way. That's always going to get an applause now, just like True Gina. You can also say trutarded as well. Trutarded. Let's see. It sounds like you guys are having trouble with the like button. Let me refresh and see what's going on there. Yeah. Seems like more people than 3 have pressed the like button, and it's not showing up. I don't know what's going on with Rumble. Hey, we got Antipop in the chat. Antipop says, if they are going to get rid of the whites, then we'll take our wheel. Yeah, this is the thing. When they talk about the, decolonizing, they're not talking about actually getting rid of all of this. I mean, like universities, right? Decolonizing a university. Well, universities are a colonial institution, right? These are European institutions. There were no universities in North America or South America before colonization, right? These are fundamentally like to say that you're going to decolonize it makes no sense. It's a meaningless statement, like everything else that they say, right? It's not that they don't want to get rid. They don't want to decolonize it. They just want to take it over and turn it into a propaganda factory, which they already have. So what are they fucking complaining about? Let's see. Kirby says, and fuck yeah, Rich starting with a heater of a rant. 9.3 out of 10. Thank you, sir. I just get so sick of these retards. Let's see. All right. I think we're just about ready to get started with our first story. Oh, Rosie says, I'm pretty sure you can tell an asexual when the mask they are wearing when alone in the car has the word asexual written across it. I just assume they're asexual. Yes, when I see that, I just assume that they're asexual. How could the world even know to oppress an asexual person exactly? Like, I guess you'd have to tell people. You'd have to say, actually, I'm asexual. So just so you know, right? Just so you're aware of like any triggering microaggressions that you might say. Yeah, you're not allowed to talk about your wife. Sorry, I'm asexual. You might trigger me. Like, I don't know. Yeah, please don't talk about your children. I'm asexual. I'm very triggered right now. You'd have to tell people about it, right? You'd have to be trying to get attention for it. The people are just so desperate, so goddamn desperate for those oppression bucks. Oppression is the coin of the realm now. Is the coin of the realm. The crazy far left has made it the coin of the realm. You're nobody if you're not oppressed. If you don't have some sort of oppression, if you're not on some sort of SSRI, if you're not on some sort of brain medicine, if you don't have something, if you're not, I guess, asexual, right? If you're not demi-gendered, whatever the fuck, if you don't put on a wig and a skirt, if you're not a 6'5" dude with a beard and you put on a wig and a skirt and go to work and you're not oppressed. You need to do something. You got nothing. If you're not oppressed, you got nothing. You got absolutely nothing. You're nobody. You need those oppression bucks. You need something to fall back on. So when you're late for work 15 times in a row, you can say, well, I did tell you I was asexual, right? It's really hard out there for us asexuals. You've got to have something. You got to have something because then otherwise you get nobody to blame. You know who has nobody to blame? Normal people, successful people. That's who has nobody to blame. You can't blame anybody. You also can't take any credit for your successes because guess what? You're privileged, right? Because you don't fucking fall to pieces at the slightest hurdle. If you don't fall apart emotionally at the slightest hurdle, if you don't give up at the first hurdle every single time because you have some mental strength, you have a reservoir of resilience because you're not totally weak, because you're not a loser, right? That means you're privileged. So you can't even take credit for your accomplishments. You've got to be oppressed. Don't you know that? There's got to be something wrong with you. Isn't your leg restless? If you've got that restless leg, this is the bizarro world that we've created. No, not us. The bizarro world that's been created around us. And as for myself, I have to admit, I was asleep through most of it. I was sleeping through it. I didn't wake up until it was already taking over everything, which, I do not forgive myself for. That's another thing that's privilege too. Self-accountability. That's privilege. That's power. It really is, though, right? It's like the truth will set you free. You know what's real power? The truth. The most powerful thing that you can have, the most powerful quality you can have, the most powerful trait you can have, the most powerful part of your character that you can possess is the ability to accept the truth, to deal with the truth, to deal with reality on its own terms. Because how the hell else are you going to know what to do? Otherwise, you're living in fantasy world and you're going to make the wrong decisions. That's all privilege. Sorry. That's all privilege. Don't do that. That's colonialism. That's white supremacy. Don't do those things. Don't do the things that everybody anywhere in the world of any race has always done and continues to do and will always do to be successful, because it's the only way. Don't do that, though, because it's white supremacy. Somebody really needs to tell all of the people that aren't white around the world who know this obvious reality. Somebody needs to tell them that they're doing racisms. God damn it. Get me wound up tonight. God damn, it's getting me wound up. Better have another sip of coffee. I just can't take all the trutards and the dingbats and the goofballs and the maroons. Sometimes they just make me too angry. We're 36 minutes in. We haven't even gotten to the first story yet. God damn it. Sounds sidetracked by all the dingbats. All the dingbats that are ruining this world. All right. Let's see. Before we get to the story, we'll go a bit more to the chat, because you guys are spurring me on. You're inspiring me. Nevada says, I saw a pair of women maskers Friday evening. All right, why aren't they embarrassed? Why aren't they humiliated? Like, do they not feel that they're losing their dignity, or they've lost their dignity? Weird. It's like they're advertising to the world, right? I am a conformist. I want to be told what to do. I mean, especially for men, because what is it? It's just advertising that you're cowardly. You're so cowardly that years later, if you're like a young person, if you're not 80 with 17 comorbidities, right? You're going to be fine. It's changed anyway. You're just advertising to the world, I am just a fucking pussy. Look at me. I am a pussy. It must turn women dry as the Sahara when they see a man still wearing a mask out in public. How embarrassing. Hold on, you guys. Let's see. Nevada's saying, I've noticed a lot more masks in the past 2 weeks. Probably the monkeypox fear porn. Here's the thing about the monkeypox. It lives inside of gay men's bums. So to get it, you pretty much got to go digging around in there. So if you're not digging around in a gay man's bum, you're just not going to get it. That's all you have to avoid. If your plans this week don't include a gay orgy, you're not going to get monkeypox, because it's inside men's bums. It stays in there. And if you want to get it, you got to go digging around in there. It's not going to jump out at you. It's not like COVID where a bat can fly by and cough on you and now you're dead. Not like that. It's in the bums. And you got to dig around in there to get it. You got to work for it. You've got to go mining for the monkeypox. So if you're not going to do that, if you're not going to be at any gay orgies over the next week, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. You'll be fine until this whole thing blows over. But maybe you need to get 15 vaccines, though. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Kind of feels like avoiding the whole, well, you know. Is that kind of enough, though? That's the way I feel about it. Looks like that last rant just drove away the last of the YouTube viewers. But we're still got everybody on Rumble. Let's see. Let's see. Kirby's saying that he's a poet laureate of hate speech. Very nice. Congratulations. All right. Hey, we got Xerxes in the chat. Okay, good to see ya. All right, so let's finally get to these stories. Now, we're already 41 minutes in. We'll probably do this story, Justin Trudeau, and then we'll cut off the YouTube stream, and we'll continue on with Rumble. And at 8 o'clock, I either got to shut down the stream or I got to just pause it for like 5 minutes while I run out and I got to do something. So I don't know. We'll see when we get there. I'll ask you guys if you want to keep going. But I will have to, at least for a few minutes, I got to run outside. So hopefully it won't take, it won't be drawn out any longer. So Justin Trudeau. So everybody, Justin Trudeau, confronted by Ontario steelworker. I don't believe you for a second. During a visit to Algoma Steel in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau informally met with some workers, offering them some donuts. So it's one of these publicity things. It's, you know, meet and greet. It's supposed to be some good press for him. It didn't turn out that well because it's because he's so hated is the reason why. I mean, let's take a look here. 338 Canada federal projection. So for the election, which looks like very much like it's going to be in October of 2025. Doesn't look like we'll get one beforehand. But as you can see here, Conservatives are destroying him, right? 42% for the Conservatives, 25% for Trudeau and the Liberals. Even on the worst, even in the worst projection here, even at the lowest end of the projection here, would still be a majority for the Conservatives. It could be a historic. In fact, it probably will be a historic majority for the Conservatives. It's not going well for Trudeau. It's been like this for a long time now. It's not going to get better. I don't know why he doesn't just give up. I don't know why he doesn't just go and get a permanent blackface treatment and then a vaginoplasty and then join the Girl Guides or something. It seems to me, I feel like he'd be happier that way. But in any case, during a visit to Algoma Steel in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, blah, blah, blah. One steelworker was not impressed with Trudeau or his policies, telling the PM, I don't believe you for a second. Well, you know, we've got the video on this. Let's go to that. Oh, what's going on there? Oh, that's it. That's so interesting. But anyway, we'll come back to that. Here we go. Here's the True Gina shaking some hands. I wouldn't shake his hand.
Hey, I'm good. Just one of Well, we got donuts over here if you want to thank you for your hard work.
I can bring some for my kids here.
Okay. The 25% tariffs we just brought in on Chinese steels going to help you out.
That's going to keep my job.
Yeah.
What about the 40% taxes I'm paying, and I don't have a doctor?
The 400 million.
What about the 40% taxes I'm paying and I don't have a doctor? That's what he's saying to Trudeau. Interesting.
$1 billion and we invest in the card.
Yeah.
Means you're going to have a job for
I think you're only here for another year. We won't see you around probably another year, I guess.
Ooh, did you hear that? You're only around for another year. We won't see you after another year. Let's watch that again. Hold on.
On Chinese steels going to help you out.
That's going to keep my job. What about the 40% taxes I'm paying, and I don't have a doctor?
the $400 million we invested in the RFK
Yeah.
means you're going to have a
Which,
job for
I think you're only
many
here for
years to
another
come.
year. We won't see you around probably in another year.
Well,
I guess.
that's what elections is
We won't see you around in another year. Well, it's true.
for.
That's right. That's right.
And I look forward to everyone exercising the right to vote.
Yep.
And the basic choice. We're going to invest in you and your job.
I don't believe you for a second.
Dental care. Do you know anyone who got dental care?
Yeah, I pay for it myself.
Okay.
We're like 3 years
Is
behind.
the job and coverage?
Yeah,
but we
four
got
people in my
seniors.
family.
Yeah, I didn't get any free dental care.
We've got
Every
seniors.
time we go for a dental visit,
Mhm.
it's costing me about $50 in my pocket per person.
Okay.
Why? I have a good job. You're not really doing anything for us, Justin.
Well, actually, we just invested so 500,000 people who haven't been to the dentist
Yeah.
got to go to the dentist over the past few
Probably like
months.
my neighbor that doesn't go to work because she's lazy.
Oh, this guy's great. We just invested 500,000 people to get dental care. And he says, he says, yeah, probably like my neighbor who doesn't go to work because she's lazy. Ah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, I'm not getting any free dental care. I'll be spending probably at least $5,000 out of my own pocket on dental care this year. So no thanks. No, so I think here's the thing. I don't want Trudeau to pay for it either, right? But stop with the bullshit, Trudeau.
You know
She
what?
doesn't go to work. She lives the same
Most
life I do.
Canadians try to stick up for each other, and that's what we're going to keep doing.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
luck, and take care of your family
No,
soon.
no.
Oh, did you hear that? Most Canadians try to stick up for each other. Do they? Do they? Do they try and stick up for each other? Oh, okay. You know what? I think we need to fact check this. I think most Canadians do. I just don't think that Justin Trudeau does. Fact check. Okay, let's see if all these have been scrubbed from the internet record yet. Trudeau, fringe minority video. Let's see.
Staples has back to school deals so
Sorry about the ads, guys.
Close to 90% of truckers in this country are vaccinated, like close to 90% of Canadians. Over the past many months and years now, Canadians have stepped up to protect each other, to protect our frontline workers, to protect our elders, to protect our young people, to protect people like truckers who are putting food on our grocery store shelves. Canadians have stepped up to do the right thing to protect the freedoms and the rights of Canadians to get back to the things we love to do.
Except we didn't have rights. We had privileges that you gave us. Didn't have rights anymore. You took those away.
We know the
Oh, and also you lied to us about the mandates, by the way, about the reasons for the mandates. I did a video on that, by the way. There's a very good article from Rupa Subramania. And in any case, it turns out that from Freedom of Information request documents, it turned out that right up until the mandates came in, that they were scrambling to try and find any scientific justification for them. It was all political all along, and they knew it, and they couldn't find any. And of course, there wasn't any. It was all bullshit. They take the jab, and you can't get it. You can't get the coof. All bullshit. If you get the jab, you can't spread it. All bullshit. Bullshit, 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 all along the line.
way through this pandemic is by getting everyone vaccinated. And the overwhelming majority, close to 90% of Canadians, have done exactly that. The small fringe minority of people who are on their way to Ottawa or who are holding unacceptable views that they're expressing do not represent
What was
the view
that?
to Ottawa or who are holding unacceptable, done exactly that. the small fringe minority of people who are on their way to Ottawa or who are holding unacceptable views.
The small fringe minority holding unacceptable views. They make me so angry. It makes my vagina chapped. I have to put some shoe polish on it now. So, Justin Trudeau. What did he say?
I have a good job. You're not really doing anything for us, Justin.
Well, actually, we just invested so 500,000 people who haven't been to the dentist got to go to the dentist over the past few months.
Probably like my neighbor that doesn't go to work because she's lazy.
You know what?
Doesn't go to work. She lives the same life I do.
Most Canadians try to stick up for each other.
Most Canadians try to stick up for each other. Most Canadians try to stick up for each other. Huh.
Close to 90% of Canadians have done exactly that. The small fringe minority of people who are on their way to Ottawa or who are holding unacceptable views.
Why aren't you standing up for us, Justin Trudeau? This is just one of the videos, right? We don't have 8 hours for tonight. We'll look at this one. This is just one of the videos. I've shown a bunch of them in my other videos. Subscribe to the channel, by the way, if you're not already subscribed. And then you can see all my wonderful videos. You can learn what a piece of garbage Justin Trudeau is. Such a fucking liar. I mean, he has no soul. He has no soul. He has no conscience. He has no principles. He's got nothing.
So we're going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Good luck and take care of your family, sir.
No, I'm good. Thank you.
All right.
Have a nice day.
Have a good day, sir. All right.
Refuse to shake his hand. Good. Nobody should shake his hand. No one should have any respect for him. He's lost that. The way he's demonized the Canadians who disagree with him. He's called them bigots and white supremacists and misogynists and phobes, every kind of phobe you can imagine, right? I guess the infinite variety of phobes that you can be now, right? He is not stuck up for Canadians. He has no soul. He has no character. He's got nothing. He's just simply a guy who likes power. That's it. And I don't even think any of the things he's done over the last 10 years were even his idea. I think he's working on somebody else's plan. I think it's the same plan that the leaders right now in the US and in the UK and Australia and everywhere else in the Western world, they all seem to be working off the same script, don't they? All right. What are you guys talking about? Seems to be some kind of hubbub going on in the chat. But anyway, yeah, this guy did the right thing. This guy here, somebody needs to buy him a beer because he said what 75% of the country is thinking. Let's see. So what's this hubbub going on in the chat here? Nawada says, got to go grab my dinner. We'll come back after. Inchpop says, I got to collect eggs. I'll be collecting eggs on that. I got one more trip coming up, guys. One more trip. Leaving on the 10th, and I'll be gone to like the 16th or 17th, I think. And I'm house sitting for somebody. They got chickens. So I'll be dealing with chickens. So I've never actually dealt with chickens before, but I got to take care of these chickens. They're in the back, and they're just constantly laying eggs. So I'll be eating lots of fresh eggs, which is going to be really cool. Wish me luck with the chickens. I'm actually kind of looking forward to it, you know? Let's see. I think some people are afraid of chickens, aren't they? I'm not afraid of them. I think I heard some people are afraid of chickens, though. A friend of mine gave me great advice like 20 years ago, 30 years ago. He said he's not afraid of anything that he can kill by stepping on. And I thought that was that makes perfect sense. If you can kill it by stepping on it, don't be afraid of it. Let's see. George Kirby's saying, I saw something. Radio Baloney, you got to see it. Everybody should see it. It's a video on YouTube titled How to, oh, Jesus. Actually, you know, we're going to cut off the YouTube stream right now. So please join us over on Rumble. We're going to continue on Rumble. And the chat here is fantastic. The chat here is wonderful. You're going to love them. The water's great. Come on over to Rumble. It's Radio Baloney. Join us over there. There's only so much we can do on YouTube because of just the censorship. I've experienced too much of it lately. So we just do usually about the first hour, maybe an hour 15, something like that. And then we shut it off, and then we just keep going on Rumble, and then we can be free and not have to worry about stalling tube. You know, I don't know, nuking my channel or something. I'll probably do it anyway, but whatever. Anyway, join us over on Rumble. We're going to keep going there.